What's up, YouTube? It's Andre, the Superhero Love, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am absolutely grateful, thankful, and blessed to have each and every single one of you, beautiful hearts and souls, join me on this video where I'm going to be talking about the 3 tips that I've used on how to overcome procrastination. But before we dive in, if you're new to my channel, hello, and I want to say welcome. And I'm so happy, grateful, thankful, and blessed that you found my channel. And if you can, would you please hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bells so that every Wednesday when I post at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll be able to see my videos and watch them when they get posted. All right, everybody, let's dive right into it. So, I know and you know that we all procrastinate. I've done it and you've done it. But are you someone who really procrastinates and takes things and really wait till the last moment to get things done? If you are, you're not alone. I'm guilty. I've done it too. In fact, sometimes when I have to get the most important things done, I wait till the last minute. I am very guilty, and I'm being vulnerable when I say that. And that's okay, because there are 3 tips that I use that helped me really overcome the procrastination. And my first tip I have for you is make a not to-do list. What does that mean? A not to-do list. Most people have a to-do list. I have a to-do list. And I'm going to get into that in a sec. The reason why I say not to, what I should say is, the reason why you should create a not to-do list is simply because of this. When you start putting down things on your not to-do list, you'll actually take that more seriously because that list is shorter. So for example, on my not to-do list, I have things like, while working, turn off my phone, don't look at Instagram, Facebook, my messages on like WhatsApp or Messenger, don't turn on the TV, and don't get tempted to play a video game. Now, I've kind of cut out my video game habits from before my awakening, and there are times where I like to play video games. I'm gonna just admit to that. But I write these things down because they're not as many things as a to-do list where you have a million things on your list, which can overwhelm you. But a not to-do list is much smaller, so it's easier to manage that. Now, of course, you can easily not look at your not to-do list and still break that. And that's okay. You got to give yourself grace. Sometimes you have to take those breaks when you need it, because if you get to the point of diminishing return, as I call it, then you're not going to be productive. So, I know that was a little bit off tangent there. Make a not to-do list, because when you look at it, you're more likely going to follow that than your to-do list. Now, the reason why I say don't really focus too much on your to-do list is because when we make a to-do list, we tend to put everything that's important. But really and truly, there should only be 3 to 5 things in your day, even less, that should be important. So like, for example, today, on Sunday, I know I post my videos on Wednesdays, but I usually shoot my videos on Sundays because it gives me more time. I make sure that Sundays, I focus on one thing, and that is to shoot this YouTube video. Raw and unedited, but I put some edits in place, as you've been seeing in my last set of videos. But I make sure I take care of this one task first, because this is the most important task for my Wednesday. Basically, when you have 1, 2, or 3 main things to focus on in a day, you'll get it done. Even if it's just one thing, you're moving the needle forward every day. As long as you remember 1% a day equals 100% in 100 days, you'll get things done. Sorry, that was a little bit off tangent there. I apologize. But not to-do lists are much more effective than to-do lists. Which brings me to tip number 2. The task has to be important enough for you to do it. What does that mean? The reward, the value. if you know that this task is going to get you somewhere that you want to get to, you're going to get it done. This is just facts. You're not going to put it off. There may be times where you may take breaks, and that's okay. Remember, you got to give yourself grace and take those breaks. However, when it comes to the task, it has to be very important to you. It has to have super value to your soul. Because if it doesn't, if it's not important, you're not going to do it. You're simply not going to do it. Because if the task has no end goal or a value or a goal in mind at the end, and you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, you're not going to really want to do it. And thus, you're going to procrastinate and not get it done. So, that tip is that the tip on this is that this must be important enough for you to do it. Sorry, I stuttered there a little bit. That's okay. I keep things just real with me. You know, that's just how we do it here. And my final tip I have for you, tip number 3. And this kind of goes back to a lot of my other past videos, which I'm going to link up here. One of them, and I've mentioned this a lot of times, is you must break it down to the smallest simple step. Micro steps. You have to break your task down to the micro steps. Because when you have, like I said, a to-do list, and you have a million things, you'll get overwhelmed. You're like, oh my God, I have too much things going on. I remember I used to have like 20 things on my to-do list every day and be like, oh my God, I'm not getting it done. Oh, I have to get this done. And then I'm like struggling. I'm like figuring out, oh, what am I to do? And getting all overwhelmed and flustered, and that energy does not serve anybody whatsoever. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve the person I'm trying to serve. And I'm not showing up as my true, authentic self and my best self to serve the world. So I made sure that I made a not to-do list more important than a to-do list, per se. But also, when I'm looking at my to-do list, which I'm not saying not to make, you can still make a to-do list, but focus on the not to-do list as the priority. When I'm looking at my to-do list, I make sure that I look at these tasks and see how I can break it down to the smallest step. So like, for example, reading a book. If I want to read 20 pages, how do I break that down? Well, I start with opening the book. And I know this is going to sound so elementary and so basic, but just hear me out. Start by opening the book. You start with one word, then one sentence, then 2 sentences, then 3 sentences, then the paragraph, then the page, and so on and so forth. Breaking it down to the smallest simple step. And those are the 3 tips that I have for you on how to overcome procrastination. And that's how I've done it. And if there's any tips that any of you would love to share in the comments down below, please share it, because I would love to learn from you as to how you combat procrastination. Thank you so much for joining me on this video today. This one was a little bit shorter, and I really am grateful, thankful, and blessed to be able to shoot this video for you. And remember, if you haven't already, please hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell so that every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when I go and post these videos, you'll be able to see it in your notifications up in YouTube, and you'll be able to watch it. As I was mentioning in my last video, which I'm going to post up here, I was talking about my course that I'm creating, and it's called Master Your Awakening, the 30-Day Challenge. And I'm still getting that prepared, but I'm very excited for when that launches in April, because I'm setting a deadline to get that done and for my future clients to be a part of my 30-day challenge. The website's still being developed, and I'm still getting things finalized, but look out more for that in the coming videos in the coming future. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I wish you all lots of love and light. Remember to keep on shining bright. And until next time, YouTube, I'm Andre, the superhero of love, and I love you all a megaton. Have a fantastic day. Bye, everybody.